Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. For this episode, I got Martel. You can find him at the Miami Heat Zone podcast. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. He's pushing to 7,000 subscribers. The Miami Heat just beat the Atlanta Hawks 123 to 114 in overtime in a thrilling playoff-like game. This was an exciting game. I know both teams are mediocre. The Miami Heat have had an up and down season, and for a reason, we dealt with the Jimmy Butler saga and drama and all the missed games and trading him, and like it's been rough. It's been up and down. It's been a roller coaster, but this Miami Heat team has shown resilience. They showed resilience again tonight. It's sad that I'm this happy about a 10th seed versus an 8th seed playing game, but I'm excited. I thought it was a win-win for the Miami Heat, whether they won or lost. You win the game, you get playoff experience for your players. You get an opportunity to be in the big dance. You get 4 more games guaranteed. Your 2 lottery picks that you owe, the Thunder and the Hornets, are going to be protected, and you still get the Warriors pick. If you lose, I wouldn't have been as mad because I was realizing, hey, we still get 2 picks, 1 a lottery pick. The 11th pick is fine. It's a deep draft, but it's the 11th pick. Like, come on. Like, how often does the 11th pick pan out? Like, there have been a lot of players, picked post 11 to the second round that have been good, obviously, but it's rare. So either way, I'm happy. From my voice, I'm sure you can tell. Martel, thoughts on the game? Are you excited? Are you upset the Miami Heat won? What are your thoughts?
No, I mean, listen, we've all said it to some degree that the Miami Heat should just tank and, give up on the season. But of course, the Miami Heat are not going to do that. It is what it is. They want to make the playoffs. They would rather get the picks in the future. And that's fine. Listen, it is what it is. Listen, I think that they have a good shot to at least give Cleveland a run for their money. Like how I said off the camera, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, they don't play defense. Last season, Jared Allen in the playoffs said that the lights were too bright for him. So when I'm seeing all these red flags, however, Cleveland has changed their offense tremendously. They're not just playing through Donovan Mitchell. They're more or less playing through the bigs and more of a team-centric offense. It's not just solely through one guy. So it's going to be very interesting because the Miami Heat have a lot of pieces to at least give them a hard time. Wiggins, Haywood, Khalil Ware, Bam Adebayo, Davion Mitchell, all of those guys are great defenders. At least we're a little bit bigger going into the playoffs this season compared to the years prior. So, like I said, it's going to be very interesting, and it's really going to come down to guys like Tyler, Bam, and Wiggins, really versus Mobley and Darius and Donovan Mitchell. But, like I said, we'll see how it goes going forward.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I think it can go 6-7. I'm not going to say that this Miami Heat team is going to beat them. I am semi-delusional as a Heat fan and optimistic, but a lot has to go right. Like, we have to be lights out. The margin for error against this Cavs team this season specifically it's going to be difficult, right? Like we can't play a game where we shoot like 30% from 3. Like tonight against the Hawks, we shot 38%, 16 for 42, very solid, right? If you get into the high 30s, low 40s, that's a very good recipe and formula to win in this NBA, no matter what team you are. And so if we're not shooting well from 3, if we're not playing good defensively, if we're not sustaining leads, the Miami Heat have had many leads against good teams and the bad. They just have not been able to close out. They've been one of the worst second half teams in basketball. They said it even today during the game that they had 15 leads that they've blown, third quarter leads specifically, going into the fourth quarter. And again, the Miami Heat win 7 of those games, even with their 10-game losing streak. They could have been like the 6th seed, like, which is insane. Like they could have been there with the Pistons. So the Miami Heat are not a real 10 seed. Obviously, it was, again, the circumstances of dealing with Jimmy trade. Before Jimmy got traded, he was suspended for 20 games. So, like, we had Jimmy for like a quarter of the season, if that, right? And then dealing with all the drama of the uncertainty with the suspensions, then trading him, you lose your best player, and you also assimilate 3 new players. So, like, building chemistry is tough. So they've been resilient. They showed resilience tonight, especially Tyler Herro too. So let's touch upon this game now. So Tyler Herro back-to-back 30 games in the play-in, 38 against the Bulls, 30 tonight. He was cooking late. He was kind of quiet in the third quarter, but 30 points. What did he have? 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 10 for 21, man, 5 for 10 from 3. What are your thoughts on Tyler in these last 2 playing games and specifically tonight?
No, but not even just like within these last 2 playing games. I would say the last 10 games, he's been phenomenal. Like I said, I know a lot of people, they cook him every season. He's not reliable. He's not available. Can he really score when the defense is on him? I mean, he had a great defender on him tonight. They were really pressuring him, trying to get the ball out of his hands. And it's funny because you remember how he was saying how he's in the same conversation as Luka, Trey, and Ja? I mean, I'm not saying that he's in there yet, and especially not with Luka, but you can make the argument now, especially with Ja and his foolishness and Trae Young. What has Trae Young really been able to do? I know he's a one-man show over there and the rosters are completely different, but
Yeah.
you can arguably say this is the second time where, Tyler Herro is playing great with, Trae Young also on the other end of the court. So like I said, Tyler Hero's been phenomenal. You have to give him his flowers. He's stepped up. He's making big shots. He's kind of adjusting to the defense. My thing is going into this series, I want to see how he's going to look when the defense really keys in on him. But that's where the Cleveland kind of has that one step back because they have 2 small guards. 2 small guards up top playing defense is going to be tough for them.
Yeah, but Tyler should be able to get to his spots. If
Yes.
Darius Garland's guarding him, he's going to cook him. He had Dyson Daniels on him the majority of the game. They weren't optimizing for the screen and switch. Like, obviously, Davion was trying to do that and trying to get his defender on him, which they were able to do. But they were doing that, and there was a combination of Tyler playing off ball. He was playing a little more off ball as you should against Dyson Daniels. So that was working. But in comparison to the last game when they played the Hawks in the regular season, Tyler had 30 points. Only 9 of them were on Dyson. Even though Dyson was guarding him, they're trying to get that switch more in this game. But I don't know. We'll look at the advanced stats later to see how many points he actually scored when Dyson was the defender. But in that fourth quarter, there was plenty of times where Dyson was guarding him and he hit those 3 mid-range in a row where Okongwu would hit a 3, Tyler came down, hit a midi. Trey came down, hit a big shot, Tyler hit a big shot. So, like, he was actually scoring on Dyson, and Donovan Mitchell is nowhere near the defender as Dyson Daniels either. So if he gets, I'm assuming Mitchell will probably guard Herro, possibly one
or Max Strus.
Or Max Strus. That's gonna be a white on white crime. He's gonna be freaking cooking Max. But I like that matchup for Tyler. The issue is going to be the size and can Khalil Ware stay on the court, because Jared Allen is a veteran version of Khalil Ware. Not as athletic, but still has that similar game. He doesn't shoot the 3. I think Khalil Ware's ceiling is higher than his. But it's going to be a tough matchup. But before we get into the matchups again with the Cavs looking forward, let's look back to the fourth quarter and overtime with Davion Mitchell, man. What are your thoughts, man? He is literally now my favorite Heat player. He is getting a raise from this game alone. I thought he was going to get like $9 million a year. He's going to get that qualifying offer for like 12, 13 a year. He might deserve it too. So what are your thoughts on Davion and that overtime and him talking shit to that weasel Trae Young, man? He was yapping, Trey, that is, and Donovan Mitchell shut him down, hit 3 threes in that overtime, like clutch, dude. So what are your thoughts on him, man?
Davion is a winning player. He definitely impacts winning. And at the end of the day, it's just his defense. Like, I know a lot of people want to just completely gloss over defense, but that is why we've needed a point of attack defender for so long. Because then now you have Tyler. Okay, yeah, maybe he's not the best defender, and I would arguably say that Spo kind of messed up closer to the end of the game. Khalil Ware should have been in the game a lot more. You saw what Khalil Ware was doing, dunking the basketball. He had all these little mid-range shots, along with Davion's defense, and then along with Bam Adebayo's defense. So I just think that Davion Mitchell, once again, I give him the Supermax. I see everyone on Twitter saying that, that crazy stuff. But once again, he's not afraid of the moment. He's willing to take big shots. He's willing to sacrifice his body. He's willing to play defense. And that's exactly what we're going to need going forward. He's not afraid to guard the other team's best player. And especially if you're able to slow down Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland is one thing, but if you're able to slow down Donovan Mitchell and at least give him a little bit of issues, the Cavs could be in trouble. And that's why, like I said, I just think that we match up pretty good with the Cavs. And if I'm looking at the Cavs, this is going to really be a Bam series because to be honest with you, there's no reason why Bam he should be dominating this series with Jared Allen and Mobley. Because think about it. He has the experience. He's been to the NBA Finals. He's an Olympian. This is exactly why you give Bam the Supermax because at the end of the day, even though he's not going to give you 30 and 40 points, but I need him to dominate his matchups. And when you go to the playoffs, but the playoffs are about matchups. Who are you matched up with? Can I get the mixed match? Who has experience? Who doesn't? Who wants to win the most? And that's why you have Davion on this roster. He wants to win, and he'll do whatever it takes. But like I said, this series going in, this is a Bam series to me. He has to dominate those bigs.
Yeah, man. Also, shout out to Bam tonight. Also, who is another dog. If Bam plays like this, especially if Wiggins and Herro are playing like they've been playing, if Wiggins is going to get you 20 points a game and be pretty efficient, he was efficient tonight. He had 20 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. I didn't even know Wiggins had 8 assists. That was huge. He had a couple sloppy turnovers in that like late in the game, third, fourth quarter that helped. What didn't help? It was part of the reason why Atlanta came back was because of turnovers, and he had a couple bad ones in that third quarter or fourth quarter. I can't remember exactly, but if he's getting you 20 points per game and Tyler's getting you, let's say 25 points per game, then Bam, you're fine getting us like anywhere from like 14 to 19 points per game as long as you're getting us a double-double. Today he had 17 points, 11 rebounds. He got the 5 assists, so he's obviously playmaking when he's getting doubled. 5 blocks. When was the last time you saw a 5-block game from Dan? Bam. He was protecting that rim when Kalel was not there. He blocked Trae Young multiple times at the rim. He had 2 steals as well. Like defensively, Bam had 0 turnovers also, which is huge for us as getting 5 assists, 0 turnovers. But his defense, man, his defense, Wiggins and Mitchell, those 3 guys in the last 2 games in the play-in.
And Khalil Ware, because he might not be getting all the blocks, but he is literally deterring people from the rim. He's a big guy. He is catching lobs, he's getting putbacks. This is why you have to have Khalil Ware out there. I know that they wanted to go a little bit smaller with Haywood, but I think Khalil Ware should have been out there a lot longer.
They should have, but they went a little. I mean, they had Bam on a Kongwu, and they took out. They had who else did they have? They had Niang in there, so I don't like unless you put Ware on a Kongwu, who is kind of versatile enough. And I mean, I feel like Ware could potentially guard him, but that would have been tough, especially the way he was playing. Even with Bam on him, that guy fucking killed us in that fourth quarter, man. Without a Kongwu, like literally the Hawks would have been blown out. And also without freaking Niang. If we lost this game with Niang scoring 20 off the bench, I would have ripped my freaking hair out. It would have been like Nick Batum when they played the Sixers in the first play-in match, right? When Jimmy got hurt last season. Ugh, that would have been horrible. But yeah, Okongwu had 28 and 12, dude. What a joke. He was 4 for 8 from 3, 12 for 19. Like, he's a good player, but that was a fluke. So before we close out, let's talk about matchups because you mentioned it. Playoffs are about matchups. Who is going to guard Mitchell? So I'm assuming Ware is going to be on probably Allen. Bam is probably going to most likely guard Mobley. Tyler's probably going to be on Garland, I'm going to assume, right? So who do you think guards Mitchell? Do you think it's Wiggins? Or do you think it's Burks? Or like, do you think Davion steps up and
I would do Davion only because I've seen him guard Donovan Mitchell in the past. And I've seen him slow him down. So that means that there's a good chance it could happen again. I would leave Wiggins. I mean, because mind you, they're going to throw different defenders at him. You know, they're going to throw Bam, Wiggins, Haywood, Davion. They're going to throw different defenders. But if you're telling me that if there's a guy that can consistently slow him down, definitely Davion Mitchell.
So you think Spo is going to finally be like, all right, it's the playoffs now. Let's put the best 5 on the floor. Davion Mitchell played. Damn, Haywood played 40 minutes. Haywood also, man. Shout out to Haywood. 12 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 for 9. He played 40 minutes too. So did Mitchell. So Mitchell played 40 minutes, man. So I feel like he should start. What's the point? Like, don't let Garland and Mitchell get in a groove. So I think Davion guards should start. I agree with you. I think put your best 5 players on the floor. Davion is one of our best 5. So put Davion on Donovan because Donovan's an undersized guard himself. He's only like 6 foot, 6'1". So you have Davion guarding him. You have Tyler on Garland. Then you have Wiggins guarding Strus, I guess, which would be fine. And then the two bigs, as I mentioned earlier. So I think that would make sense.
I think we match up pretty well. Like I said, they're playing more of a team ball, which is great, but there's a lot of mismatches that we can exploit.
Who's gonna guard Wiggins?
Who's gonna guard Wiggins?
Who's gonna guard Wiggins? I mean, Max is no slouch, but he's freaking not a great.
Their
defender.
1 through 3 is short.
That's what I mean.
I think that's been plaguing them for a while. Unless they're going to throw DeAndre Hunter in there, though, they could. I think that with Wiggins, I think they're going to throw DeAndre Hunter in there. I don't think.
Yeah, but off the bench, he's going to come off the bench, not in the starting lineup. You can expose them, dude. Max Strus versus Wiggins, and if you get Garland or Mitchell on him, he's going to post them up, man. He's going to back them down. He's going to do that turnaround jumper, and he does that good pivot where he gets the post up like in the mid post. He does that great move where he kind of fakes it and steps in and does like a little floater. Like he has a bag. Like he just needs to be aggressive. He needs to be efficient, but that's going to be trouble, man. Herro's going to have a good opportunity because again, Mitchell could give him some trouble a little bit, here and there, but he should be fine. Herro should have advantages on offense. Wiggins should have advantages. Bam has played very good against Mobley and Allen. Like that could be difficult. So as long as Herro and Wiggins are doing like what I said,
it's not though. We've seen him dominate them before.
Yeah, for sure. And Mobley's not a slouch.
This is Bam's series. Listen, Tyler's going to do his thing because at the end of the day, I don't see Mobley and Jared Allen playing in the drop. When he's coming off that screen, good luck because now we have Khalil Ware that can catch up, who can catch the lob in the back. Now the big's going to have to come out of the paint. Now you also have Bam Adebayo who's shooting the three. This is a Bam series, bro. If Bam dominates those dudes, I am not worried about Donovan Mitchell and I'm not worried about Garland. This team's backbone is the bigs. You know what I mean? And like I said, now they're playing more team offense. This is a Bam series, and he has to dominate. There's no excuse.
Tyler has to also play good.
No. Of course. But I'm saying is when you're looking at the matchups, Wiggins as well. Wiggins and Bam, nobody can honestly really guard them like that. Because, think about it. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Max Strus. Wiggins is 6'8". You see what I'm saying? And then once again, I've seen Bam bully these two bigs before.
Yeah.
This is their series. Of course, everyone has to play well, but this is their series, and especially with Davion to slow Donovan Mitchell down. Those three guys, Davion, Bam Adebayo, and who else I said? And Wiggins.
That's right.
That's the key. That if they do not execute, we will not win this series.
But I'm saying Tyler needs to step up for his reputation.
That goes without saying. Listen, that goes without saying, but Donovan and Tyler, they cancel each other out for me, like in terms of what we expect from them. You see what I'm saying? But true mismatch hunting, Wiggins, Bam, and Davion.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, the Miami Heat are playing against the Cavs on Sunday, which is crazy. That's wild, right? So we're playing against them. We don't need the rest. There's no rest for the wicked, right? So we don't need rest. Like we need to get back into the gym quick, and we just need to keep riding out this winning streak, and let's just try to get us one win on the road. That's all it takes. If we don't win on Sunday, steal game 2 on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever it is, right? So just try to steal one game, and then this could be a series, right? So I'm excited that we get 4 more guaranteed Miami Heat games. Some Heat fans are upset that we don't get 2 picks. It was a win-win. We still get a pick. We get our lottery picks protected now. If the Miami Heat suck next year, then our pick is protected. We don't owe the Thunder a top 10 pick, which would be huge, right? Because you never know what can happen. We might miss out on Kevin Durant. We might not get anybody, and we might have to run it back with this team. We still have Terry on our roster. We'll still have Duncan on this roster. You never know. So I don't think it's a bad thing that our pick is protected next season. Just in case, again, I've mentioned, if Tyler gets out for the season or Bam gets a major injury, then we're going to be horrible. If we lose any of those guys next season for an extended period of time, this Heat team is going to be horrible again. So it's a win-win. So I'm happy we won. So anyway, thanks for hopping on, Martel. Appreciate the time, and we'll do this again soon. Thanks.